God, he even runs like a fucking stripper.
How many strippers have you seen run, Deputy?
Oh, they're fast in heels, man. You gotta be careful.
That is prime American 3-ton truck with the towing capacity. Everything's chrome. Train. Welcome to the Kerbal Road program. But look, I connected the two rides so you could actually walk on the boardwalk back to the beginning of Mr. Train. Oh.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh God!
Well, so there was an accident with
Mr. Train's wild ride.
Dare you lie to the fork of justice? Okay, this is hippies. This is hippies.
Your taillight's out. Please step out of the vehicle.
You know, you can do whatever you want. I'm not getting involved in that truck anymore. As soon as Tippy Bandit gets mentioned, I get nervous. Because I see it in my head. I see it falling down the stairs like a Life Alert commercial. And I just go, this is gonna happen. And my brain lets me know, Tippy Truck is gonna do that. It's gonna, like a Life Alert commercial. It is just going to go, help. I am in danger, please help me. And I'm gonna go, Jesus Christ, Tippy Truck, what is wrong with you? And it goes, I'm Tippy Truck. Oh, flag him. Yeah, let's flag everyone with your pistol, your loaded gun. Excellent instructor. Let's just, yeah, okay, and pointing it at more people. Are you gonna just point guns at people? Like, what? What in the cinnamon toast fuck is going on?
Respond to alarm. Alarm does not matter.
Somebody clip that. Oh my god. That was the most horrible.
It's Good Bones Monday. Howdy,
It's
folks.
Good Bones. Right before we go live, you go, it's Good Bones Monday. Because we were talking about the bullshit of how they always say it has good bones when it's a total shithole.
I think that's actually the first thing I said after I switched, not before.
Oh, I thought it was before just to like make me go, what the fuck, right before you hit the button. Like 3, 2, 1, and then you like fart right before saying 0. So the other person's just losing it. You're perfectly normal.
No, my house doesn't have good bones, Psyduck. My house is called Husky when it shops in the big and tall.
Yeah.
It's 18 inches thick of stone, limestone. That's a little bit beyond. All right. Anyway, howdy all. We are here again.
We are here again. We are Mighty Warriors. And we're here to talk about Kojima, you know.
We are here
as
to
we
talk
do.
about Kojima.
You know what's weird?
Mildly
Is,
quiet still. Okay.
Here's what's weird to me, and this is perhaps just to me, but you could probably, if you had to adapt any of Kojima's work to film, how would you do so? See, there's the question.
I think that the first 4 games, honestly, are practically films already. There's very little player agency. I think the best one, probably for translation to film, is Snake Eater.
I agree, and I have a pinch for Snake Eater. I'll do a pinch and then you can do a pinch. How's that sound? All right.
Yeah, well, I screw with the...
Yeah, we'll both do a treatment for, okay. Kai makes a suggestion to drop and up
To drop
proportions. To drop and up the proportions, saying game audio down 20, voice up 20.
Yeah, my voice is maxed.
God bless you, Discord.
That is the problem, is we are fighting 5 different programs trying to talk
pretty
to
much.
each other. There we go. Nah, that still looks a little loud.
It could be. I mean,
There we
it's
go.
not loud until people are going like, "You're drowning us out," right? Then
Yeah, the
then it
game
is
went
loud.
mute there because I adjusted a different setting.
So many settings.
All right, and the robotic compression is gone from the last attempt to use audio software, I hope.
That's a good question.
Text is now high, dep is low, game is neutral.
And I'm in the middle. God.
Text is 30 decibels down. All right, you know what?
That's how you.
We're good enough. We've been through the song.
Yeah, we're good. Now, here's the thing.
I feel bad for your editors trying to figure out the audio levels on that last RV there yet.
You know, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I went back and watched the VOD.
It was alright.
Let's see, we're doing the extreme run. And we have shown back up at this warehouse. Well, so it's Discord, it's OBS. I've got Voicemeeter Banana trying to control background noise and echo in this stone box that I record in, which I'm still learning and still terrible at, which is why I had so much compression on last time without realizing it, because I was screwing with that and didn't set it back. So, yeah. All right.
It's alright, we'll figure it out.
As ever, I am about as professional as, well, as Mr. T-Rex Arms here looks.
Well, I mean, you do have some arrows sticking out of you, which I think is great.
That one looks unpleasant. That's right there in the groin, like a joint, or meets
You
your
know,
hip.
it's alright. He'll be fine. His boss taught him how to breathe through it or something.
Well, he would have been fine before that.
You know, I just love that there was a guy who ran around in the woods and was kind of weird as your last tactical challenge, and then he said his name and exploded.
Well, yeah,
As you do, right?
as one does.
When cornered by your opponents and with nothing left to do, you must, if all possible, explode while saying your name.
I mean, it's if you lose a fight, what's the most aura farming thing you can do? It's to scream your own name.
What does
And then-
aura farming mean? What?
Are you not with the kids?
No, I'm not. I tried. I said something that was apparently so
Oh.
cringe.
That was
A
the wrong
young
button.
person who heard me got very upset and said it was the opposite of based. What I said. And
I think the opposite of based is cringe.
yeah, they were very upset because they were talking like a Zoomer does, and they were talking about their favorite
I never
Batman
got to eat
character, their favorite Batman characters, you know. And I
Okay.
said, "Oh, who's your favorite your Batman guy? What, the Rizzler?" And he said that was very unbased. So I am now a
Exactly, yes.
And it's just also very over the top about how great it is.
I didn't get to eat that raven.
I had my mouth set for Raven, and we ran out at the store.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Just like I was all hungry for Raven. I have a I have a fever. The only cure. The only cure is Raven.
Hit it with his foot. It was pretty decent.
You're having a good time.
Well, I accidentally dove and caused this alert rather than putting the suppressor on my pistol, which is what I intended to do. So, yeah. What have you been playing recently? Give Ocelot a 30-30 Winchester? Fuck yes.
Dude, that would be awesome. Just have him come in like the rifleman, you know? Hell yeah.
And give
Hell
him
yeah.
give him the little Lone Ranger mask.
He has to have the Lone Ranger mask, and when he puts it on, he says something about being a ranger that's incredibly cringe.
He goes
Like
from being
incredibly cringe.
Major Ocelot to the Ocelot, and people treat those like different characters.
Right. They look at him and they're like, "Oh, who's he?" And you're the only one who sees it, and everyone thinks you're crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone looks at you and is like, "What? That's a different person." And he smiles at you. And he goes, "Meow," very quietly.
Yes. Ocelot with double mare's leg and 40-50 government.
That'd be interesting.
Much smaller mailbox slot than I'm used to. You know, they did really well with the sight pictures on this one.
You know, I just like the small details in games where they actually do that well.
Yeah, I mean, your rear sight's out of focus, your front sight's in focus. Your target's in focus, but yeah, it's fine. It's really hard to properly simulate kind of the bounce between that you do.
Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost the enemy. Enter high alert.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Suppose that is technically true.
What is technically true?
I am still nearby.
Well, I mean, yeah. As far as technicalities go, that is correct. Psyduck wants to know why they call 4570 government. Well, because it was designed and built and then sold and equipped by the government. It is a government-designed, government-made cartridge.
Yep.
Hence, in the gun world, the joke being 4570 is the only government I need. What I think would be really great in the game is if they had a system to where you could like kill or not kill all of the guys, you know what I mean? And if you don't kill them, I would have it to where they give you their powers or something ridiculous like Mega Man. You know what I mean? Like they hand you their hat You know, they're
Okay.
like, I'm handing it in, kid. You got what it takes.
I just blew myself off the railing. Nice. That railing not
Well, I
only
mean-
blocked my shots because I forgot about hide over bore, it then blocked the grenade throw.
You know, sometimes it's fun just to fuck up, just to feel it, right?
Oh, I felt that one. All of those bodies that I stacked for nothing.
You're like, all
That's
of that
good work
academy
wasted.
training wasted. Yeah.
The end, but he's firing 500 Nitro Express. So-
Oh, that could be interesting.
You're in a sniper duel with him, but instead of the glint off the sniper scope, which is, you know, a stale meme at this point, but this game is one of the ones that pioneered it. You just see a giant fucking burst of powder as he fires off the ridiculous cartridge.
Well, no, the thing is that for it to be Kojima, there has to be someone with a gimmick that's so stupid that's tied into something so specific, right?
The entire time he's like,
Like-
I love the smell of unburnt powder.
Yeah, there's something stupid like that. Like, look at Fat Man in 2, right? He saw a bomb suit and said, that makes somebody look like a fat man. And then he said, oh, what if the guy was fat? And then he said, oh, what if I made him drink wine out of a silly straw and ride on roller skates and be like a clown? And it's like, okay, I guess that's a thing. But in 3, he tied them all into World War II, right? They were all like
Yeah.
World War II heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And they had done their part, and then they were just used by, you know, everyone, and they, you know, tragedy, and they were the last good people or whatever, right? So here's the thing, and this is just me perhaps thinking out loud here. Wouldn't it be funny if you had a game where you go back in time and see how they were, and you realize they didn't have all that tech or stuff? That was much later. They were just average soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just made them into this stupid unit because somebody was crazy. So of course they left. They were like, and the whole thing becomes, wouldn't you leave your job if they made you a cartoon?
How many bodies do you think they're gonna give me? Nope. It's like
don't know.
exactly that many.
Well, you know, sometimes people just give you only so many bodies. You got to pay that toll.
They paid with their life.
Got to pay
That's
that
a fine
iron price.
pile. Ain't
That's
seen a
a
pile
mighty
like
fine
that in
pile.
several days.
You know, you're right. When you're right, you're right. It is a fine pile.
Let's go peel that pile apart. All nice and slow like. Well, half of it's done disappeared. Now, if there weren't so many polygons on these bodies, they could have stuck around a while. Oh, give me ammo. Good God, I need ammo. The funny thing about Tex talking about Metal Gear bosses is that he's basically a half step away from being one in real life.
What? That's not true.
I have started to I like don't talk about my past very often.
Sure.
And the couple of times that somebody's gotten me cornered, you know, we're out drinking or whatever, and I've started talking about what I've done, where I've been, etc.
Yeah.
They go, man, you make me feel really like underachieving because I'm the same age as you and I haven't done any of that stuff.
That's life sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Because the cost of that experience is usually tragedy, pain, and people are like, isn't adventure fun? I'm like, you know,
No.
I bet if you ask the hobbits at the end of The Lord of the Rings, like, hey, I know you all just
I-
fucking died.
Yeah, I've lived a pretty unquiet life as such things go.
I
And it
desire
was-
quiet.
Not pleasant at the time. It
Indeed.
just is what it is. But yeah, anybody that wants it can have it.
Well,
Kind of sucks.
There's that saying that I find quite true. I forget who said it. I think it was a Spanish poet, but said
Time
you're
to
not
eat some
born with
rat."
this. Time to eat some rat. That's what the Spanish poet said. Time to eat some rat. But no, I love Spanish poets like Pablo Neruda and so on. But I'm deep into Pablo Neruda. His shit like Ode to My Suit. Oh, what a beautiful fucking poem. But when it comes down to like sayings, I do forget the exact context of the quote, but I believe it was a Spanish philosopher who said that man is not born with a soul, you must earn one.
Oh yeah, you ever met a baby? They don't have souls.
Exactly. All they do is just
They're
shit their pants.
barely sentient.
But what I'm saying is,
Sorry.
thanks. What I'm saying is, a colorful life, all the mistakes and errors and fucked up things that happen, all the shortcomings and all the calamity and chaos, that's good. That's the shit that teaches you how to be a person. It's
Yeah.
often far too much. And the problem is that your finest hour is like a lobster's finest hour, and that it may be your time, but you're not ready to go. But the thing is that it's an interesting hardship,
I thought that
having
was
gone
suppressed.
through a lot of wild stuff, but also that's the stuff that makes you able to deal with crazy shit. When you find somebody who's never actually been educated by the hardships of the world or the reality of doing everything right and failing anyways, repeatedly, and still managing to get through things, like anyone who's not had that experience isn't equipped to deal with real calamity, real chaos. They just fall apart. So the people who manage to hold shit together and get things done in this world are people who've been beat to shit by life. They're the only people who can manage.
I was talking with someone actually about managing panic and fear in stressful situations.
Here's that mind killer, man.
Well, that's one of the.
I read that once.
Somewhere in some book. Some asshole wrote
Yeah,
it.
man. That Paul Muad'Dib, man. Fear's the
that is-
mind killer.
Unironically, that is a pretty decent mantra.
Hell yeah, it is.
But what I go with is actually I tell myself I can panic later. There's a job to do now. Because
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that, if I'm doing something for me, fuck that guy, he's an asshole. If I'm doing something for somebody else, I will not fail.
Well, yeah, you just have to kind of realign yourself to the reality of what's being asked of you. Because some people I find never really understand what is being asked of them any given day in the world. They just kind of float through. And I firmly do believe that there are layers of consciousness. There are people who never really awake. They never really pay attention to the world around them. They just exist. That's their speed. That's what they can do. And then there are people who pay attention to everything around them. They're really keyed in. They're constantly clicked on. And they can
Okay,
they
they
can
haven't
see and
reset.
react and read and respond, and they feel deeply. And I find that there are layers of consciousness. There are layers of people who just can't be bothered. And I've met a lot of people like that in my life, just sheer apathy. And it's not because they understand the scale of things and choose not to care. It's just that only so much capacity to care. But I mean, this is penny philosophy, and I only minored in that. And I was actually
Pennies are extinct, man.
I know. You know what? No, I started hoarding them. I will be the last penny holder.
They call him the last penny keeper.
The penny that sounds like a horrible post-apocalyptic novel, So you get like
Who's that? John Pennykeeper, keeper of the
No, no.
penny.
you see, fade in, overgrown dock, slow lapping of water against the dock, the boards creaking, slow pan up to
That's where
an
I came in.
old, tall, but somewhat overgrown lighthouse. And it's very tranquil. And you hear a voiceover, right?
Yeah.
And naturally, because it's one of my movies, we get someone who normally wouldn't play a role to play a role, and it's Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? So you have Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's like, they call me the last penny keeper. And it's him as rational science man in a post-apocalyptic world. And it's him just walking up to people giving them advice. He's just like,
Okay.
you know, if you rotated those crops, you wouldn't die. And then he leaves. And he has a whole bunch of pennies. I don't know why. We use that to sell the movie.
There's the door, right? No, that's not the door.
What if they replace the penny with something stranger? Like, we found out that the government had so many slots for coins, and if they don't use them, you know, they have to be allocated. So, you know, they're like, okay, the penny's open, the penny's extinct, and it has to be replaced. So we end up with something stupid, like the 8-cent coin. It has Button Gwinnett on it. They're like, he signed paper. He was there. Some people are already pointing at the screen. Fallout 3 reference.
There we go. I hope that counts as destroyed. There's... Where the f is this door? Because I came in that door. There's that door, which takes me out to the fishing dock, but there's another door here somewhere.
So I love how this is like Soviet MC Escher.
Yeah, well, this is one of their vertical slice locations. That's why there's
I do like
so
that.
many weird angles, and you know, you can drop down on people and mushroom stamp them, or no, Goomba stomp them. Different thing.
Yes, not mushroom stamp them. That would be the fear.
Very different game.
Well, that's probably what Kojima wanted. I mean, he has like 85 terabytes of that actress's feet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think he woke up one day and said, I want to know what it feels like to lose touch with base humanity and just be a weirdo?
No, I think he watched too many Quentin Tarantino movies and was like, that could be me. Oh, fuck. Down here?
Oh, man, they're now suggesting Christopher Walken as the last penny keeper.
Okay, I could see it.
And
Oh,
he's got some
it's-
stupid saying like, yeah, you know, I'm just holding out for some change.
No, he kills somebody and he goes, penny for your thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts. He has like a 12 gauge full of dimes. Can't use
Yeah.
pennies, too precious.
Ugh. When we got rid of the half penny was worth about what a quarter is worth today, if I recall.
Now, imagine if you could take one of your modern paychecks in US dollars back to 1885,
Ooh.
and it has the purchasing power of $1885. And whatever you purchase gets put into a cargo container and shipped back to present day. So you get to do, for all of your hard work as a cop, supermarket sweep 1885 with one paycheck in the value of whatever. You are forbidden from purchasing stocks.
Will have no more use for him. The colonel won't have any qualms about killing him if he thinks the CIA is closing in.
Eva, you can't let so
Want to see.
I know. Snake, do you know where Groznygrad is?
Because we blew up
I should be able to get
the end,
north through an underground tunnel.
but then I accidentally left.
He even gave me the key
And I don't know if it counts.
because he was drunk, I guess.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Hell if I know.
Honestly, the end fight is easier than all of the assholes.
What problem?
The mountain entrance to the underground tunnel that leads to enemy there.
These mountain passes are my favorite part of this game.
Wait, there's something else I've got to tell you.
Yeah, I liked him too. My favorite part was just playing out all the Rambo stuff with
Okay.
the douchkas, you know?
Yes.
Sniper's position there.
That was too cool.
Watch yourself.
Okay, yep, we got the ambush. We did not get the end fight. So,
Wow.
well, I mean, we blew him up in his wheelchair on the dock. I just wasn't sure if that took.
Yeah, like, take
Um,
that, old man.
Yeah, I think we did it to him twice. If I recall correctly.
You know, it's the little things, isn't it?
So nice, we did it twice. Alright. Give me your shitty brown mushroom. Yes.
So what would you go buy in 1885?
In 1885, I would go run down a slant breech Beecher carbine. I would want to own a Beecher Bible.
All right. I mean, the thing is that you understand that may cost as much as $20.
Yes. Yep. 1885.
I want
is
you
still
guys
a little
to go
bit
look
early
at.
for a lot of the stuff I would be interested in.
I understand. That's why I chose 1885. So you have to make
Ah.
some compromises. Not the year you
Um,
want. It's the year they've opened. It's like a time theme park.
I mean, you could get yourself a real nice Colt wheel gun or a Schofield or something. A Chassepot might be cool. Reich's revolver would have been an interesting one,
Maxim gun.
and the Maxim gun. But
Those would
God,
actually be kind of hard. You would have to like write Maxim a letter.
well, yeah,
and then
and you'd have to
say-
have a 55-gallon barrel next to you to dunk the barrel in, so that you could
Yeah.
clean out the black powder fouling before it detonated.
Well, it'll be fine. Maxim guns seldom explode. Now, the one, you know what? I will tell you this much. Do you know what actually completes a Maxim gun set when you buy or sell one nowadays? There are 3 items that people want.
Before I forget,
Yes.
I located somebody doing reproductions of the leather fill cups for 1917s.
Cool.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, let me know.
I will. I
Like,
just wanted a
I'm-
second
yes.
mind to know about that, so it did not disappear forever. Because
I understand.
I'd already sat on it once and then forgotten it.
I understand. This happens. I understand.
Anyway, you were saying.
I had forgotten my train of thought because I'm now
Uh.
looking forward to having another 1917 part.
3 things to complete a Maxim gun.
Ah, right. So there are 3 things to complete a Maxim gun set. One is the gun, complete with jacket, tripod, everything. That is a part. A lot of people will sell guns without the sleds or whatever. That's considered incomplete. It needs to be complete. Now, the other 2 things that make it complete, because the watering cans, there's repros for, and no one really cares about them. They're not considered to be like big dollar items. You can get originals that, you know, you can go pay $200-300 to go get a watering can from World War I that is beat to shit and has been repaired anyways. So
Yeah.
why not just buy a repro, right? Because it's a water can. You can get the right shape one. It's not a big deal. The real parts that matter are inside the gun. Now, the other thing that makes a Maxim set more complete is a complete Maxim lock located in the box on the tripod. That's the backup bolt, because before bolt carrier group became a thing, it was Maxim lock was what they called that. And so you need to get that. And then the third thing is the Maxim maintenance kit. The Maxim maintenance kit is a metal toolbox with 3 mallets.
Okay.
That is it. Those are the tools you need. Maxim hammers. And they look like steampunk hammers. They're huge. No, sorry, it's 3 hammers and a barrel wrench. That's it. There was a guy who wanted to find out how hard the Maxim hammers were because his set was like 120 years old and he'd used them very, very abusively and he couldn't break them. And he said that the reports were the Maxim hammers that he bought from a German one were made out of Krupp battleship steel.
I'm gonna pay for each and every one of these bodies here in like 30 minutes.
Well, maybe. But no, the fucking Maxim guns are neat. I wish I had more room, wish I had more money, because Maxim guns are fun to work on, and they are like idiot machine guns to work on. It's just like, that's broken. No, it's not. They're like that sometimes. You just hit it with a hammer and it's fine. That's actually in the manual for how to clear a Maxim jam, is hammer.
Okay.
They're like hammer action repeatedly. I do like though the thing that's just kind of funny with Maxim guns is everyone thought that they had seen their day and they're still going quite strong.
Oh yeah. Turns out that if there's a war that's going to devolve into a bunch of French nonsense, they rapidly regain some of their use.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the reason why we got away from the 1917 and the 1919. They'd run forever. They were boringly reliable guns. But it was hard to fire them on the move. You couldn't operate them effectively as a single person.
And changing a barrel on a 1919 is not an easy matter. And
No.
if you've overheated a barrel, it's
a
basically
Sisyphean
weight.
task.
It's weight.
So we reverse engineered the FG42 and the MG42 into the M60, and then still didn't put a freaking handle on the barrel so you could change it.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting? Here's an interesting factoid. When was the 1917 water-cooled machine gun removed from U.S. military service in active use?
I would guess a fit. Yeah, what's wrong? You should go find out. Might be something really wrong with that guy.
Take a guess on the decade.
I said 50s.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Oh, my bad.
So here's the best part of that. 1977. Their last use was in basic training for sustained fire for people to crawl under.
Oh. Okay.
That was their last practical use they had, and they couldn't, because they were like, well, just use other machine guns, and they just kept burning them up. And they're like, nope, this is the most effective way to do this.
That is strangely understandable.
Because they said, we just need to keep these things running for an hour at a time, full auto. And when they tried it with M60s, most of them broke. And they were like, nope. So they needed something that they could just run full auto.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that really makes me, and this goes hand in hand with what you said earlier, they are boringly reliable. And that's something that I can actually attest to. When they tested the 1917 water-cooled machine gun, they set up a test, and they said, okay, well, we're going to just run this thing to destruction, and we're going to see what happens when we run this thing to destruction. So they set up a test, and the test was very, very, very simple. They had 12 dudes, and they had a bajillion rounds of ammunition, and they had a water spigot, and they had water jugs. And the objective of the test was they were going to have a 12-man team. And you have people loading ammo into belts. You got people bringing water. And you got people taking turns shooting. And they wanted to see, if you just keep putting belts into it, how long could it run? Now, chat, let's take a guess as to how long a .30 caliber water-cooled machine gun can run with a 12-man team attending it. I'll wait while Depp sneaks around. Those arrows must hurt.
They have to, right?
So they ran the machine gun for 42 minutes straight, 26,000 rounds and change. At that point, everyone said to stop the test because they were too tired to continue. The gun was then disassembled. And aside from the rifling being, quote, absent, end quote, they said that it was mechanically fine. So that is just one long sustained burst, like 42 minutes of straight gunfire. They did the same thing with a Vickers gun. Water-cooled machine guns last forever.
Yeah, the Vickers one ran on for like
a million
than,
rounds.
Yeah, it was more than a day.
Yeah. You can and the thing is, when they took the Vickers gun apart, they were like, it's in spec, there's no frame stretching, it's not broken.
We just shot the rifling out and then kept going.
Yeah. But no, belt feds are like that, especially the heavier ones. The problem with Browning designs is while they are mechanically perfect for what they need to be, they're also weird. Because I think John Moses Browning never had a normal day in his life. One of my favorite things to do, though, is when you go read through his like little notes and letters back and forth about designs, he will tell people the design they've asked him to design is dumb. He will just be like, this is impractical. This is not the best way to do this. And yes, the M2 was originally a water-cooled option. The U.S. Navy was the last user of that, mainly for anti-aircraft defense. But as soon as they got 20mm Oerlikons, they didn't need them anymore.
20mm Oerlikon's a pretty nasty AA gun.
Especially in World War II, because it just came down to range and, can it burst? And 20mm cannon gives you that.
Yep.
Though the Navy never retired 50 cals, they just got rid of the water cooled ones because they required a lot more work.
Yep, and the air cooled ones are perfectly fine for shipboard defense.
Yeah, you're not gonna rattle off like 10,000 rounds out of an air cooled machine gun on a boat.
You don't need to, typically.
So the hidden boss asks, how does body armor of today versus older guns? Well, there's an interesting
possibly edible.
What?
Possibly edible.
Because I was talking about guns, and you just say possibly edible out loud, and I'm like, what? Confused.
Yeah. So no, body armor versus old guns.
Well, all you have to do is go look at the number in the ballistics of the cartridge and look at how much energy that punches out. And then you look at how much energy that Kevlar can take. If one is larger than the other, it'll work fine.
Case in point is 7.62 Tokarev. older cartridge. It's pretty much an oops all powder variant of an
Yeah.
older Mauser cartridge for the C96, and probably pretty decent against level 2 and 3A. But
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, shit, if you go look at something like, God, 577 Martini Henry, right? If I got something like 577 Martini Henry, I would be more than willing to put money that it would go through a 4A vest. I mean, that thing will stop an elephant. So, yeah, like, and that's a Victorian era cartridge.
yeah,
And it is I mean, I'm talking I could probably do that with a paper patched bullet. Like rolled foil brass, not anything fancy. It's just because it's a heavy lead slug going pretty quick. If YouTube were a little less meh in terms of firearms, that sounds like a really interesting video thing. Like modern armor versus antique crap. Because I would love to do like a bomb suit versus chain shot. Be like bomb suit versus 24-pounder chain shot. And you just see the target turn into smoke and you're like, "Oh. Well, all right."
there we go. That's what I'd buy in 1885. So I want a Foyer cannon.
You know what? That was the thing. Foyer cannon and Foyer Medal of Armor, like big suit of armor, that was a big thing in the Victorian era.
Yeah,
Like everyone had those big suits of Victorian era plate. A lot of the plate armor you find that's on display in rich old houses is made in the Victorian era. You can tell by the rivets.
yep. And then a little mountain gun, for display just in the entrance to your, whatever passes for your castle.
You know, I like this idea. I like the idea of just home cannon. You know?
Yeah.
I want a cannon now, but I don't have anywhere near enough property to get away with it. I've wanted a cannon for a while, like an old black powder gun. Because I've had a pyro license before, and that shit's cool. But yeah, that would be some cool, like an old black powder cannon, just invite your friends over on the 4th of July and load it and blow stuff up. And if the neighbors complain, invite them over and let them blow stuff up. If you let people blow stuff up, they typically don't get mad at you. Also,
That
the
brings us to our
remember
next topic, which is
the guy with the cannon. What?
community. The big part
Oh,
of, defense.
Ah, yes.
Ah, God.
Well, I think that it would be really cool if everyone, like, I don't think anybody in chat would be upset if they had a cannon. I don't think anyone would feel like that had ruined their lives or complicated matters any. I think people would in fact embrace it. Man, woman, cannon. Cannon is equal. Everyone likes cannon,
It's
like a good song.
I used to know a guy with a cannon. He was a Civil War reenactor. Cast his own cannonballs and light it off for fun as part of reenactment stuff. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
It sounds like a good time. At least to me.
I mean, I've done reenactment with cannons, and even though it's horribly dangerous, it's still really cool.
Did you know that you can eat something that Snake doesn't like enough in this game? That his
He'll
opinion
like it, yeah.
changes?
Yeah. I love those little touches, and I do call those Kojima touches because I think they're genuinely him. Because those fine little artistic touches, I think, are his genius, not his storytelling through writing and dialogue, but the little world storytelling through world building and how the world reacts to you.
Yeah. I would agree. Right, I got turned around in all the excitement. suture kit. A life med. I should have let them call in the URF. That was a good haul.
Hell yeah.
Coyote 16 Able. Hex, I know where you can find for auction a nearly fully functional Mark 13 Centurion MBT.
I've seen that floating around. That's
I've seen-
unfortunately a little more than I got.
Yeah, I've
right
seen the
now.
guy that's selling it because he's in the MVPA circles, same as
Oh.
I am. Yeah, and he's getting beyond the capability of taking care of it. He's seems like an okay dude. I've never met him. He's on the other side of the country. But yeah, he put it
Yeah,
up there
I
with no
just-
reserve.
Yeah.
Said he wasn't trying to scalp anybody. He just wanted to see it go somewhere it'll get used.
And that's fair and fine. It's just, I wish I had the money for a tank, and I wish I had the space and also the equipment for a tank. 'cause
I
you can't
would
just
never
buy-
own anything with tracks.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes,
I
you
would
would
sell it
if
and
it
buy
came
something without.
available. If it came available and it sat before you and was so lonely and sad, you would go home and wouldn't be able to sleep. And then you'd text me and you'd be like, I'm thinking about that BMP. And I'd say, don't. It has a fuel door. It runs on evil. And then you wouldn't message me for a few days. And then I'd just see a picture and show and tell in the BPL. And I'm like, why? And you're like,
And
it
you know
came
what
with
that
a
picture
trailer.
would be?
And- what?
It would be me sitting on the barrel with it between my legs, like a dick gun.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's the one
if-
picture everybody does.
If they have the, yeah, no, I mean, it's fair.
I
But what I
really do
think
not
would be
need you
kind
to
of-
wake back up.
I mean, look, a tank would be a cool idea. I'm not disputing it. I would need the land, and I would need the equipment, and then I would definitely need the help.
Cadillac Gauge
And
V100.
nobody in the military vehicle community likes it when you show up and you're like, hey, I don't know shit about this thing, but I bought it because it's cool.
Yeah.
They like somebody who's done their research and knows all the intricacies of what they're going to need.
This is not what raindrop pattern actually looked like, but whatever.
Good
Oh.
enough.
Oh, okay, they're all equal.
But yeah, I do want, I do kind of want to see, I would really like really
Okay.
like to have a tank someday, but if I own a tank, it's probably going to
The
be
only
Soviet.
thing with tracks I would own is a German Weasel.
Nobody's going to sell them ever.
Eventually, the Germans aren't going to want them anymore.
Right, and then they will destroy them.
But they're tiny little tankettes.
I know. It doesn't matter. It's just that's what they do with things. They don't like fun.
Well, I would say that the number of Leopard 1A5s in the world might disagree, but none of those are German surplus.
Yeah, so here's what I'm
Honestly,
thinking.
I bet they get sold to somebody.
Probably. But no, I'd take a T-55 because my lack of knowledge will not matter with that vehicle.
T-55's pretty stout.
That's what I mean, is I'd just be like, oh no, this thing broke. Well, check the manual. Ah, yes, there's 8 fixes for this that require a hammer. A T-55 would be pretty sweet. And if, I mean, there's a lot of other tanks out there, but that's also the one I'd probably be able to afford. Pending.
Yeah, be able to afford's a problem.
Well, yeah, it's like I do see things for sale, but I ain't a rich man. The reason I can afford machine guns is because I work really, really hard, and I've worked really, really hard a long time, and I'm very, very frugal, and I live like a monk. I don't spend on a lot of crazy stuff, And so that's my little thing. And by middle age, I have acquired 2 machine guns. And that is like my wealth in essence. But I think that everyone has that thing, whatever it is, that irresponsible thing that they spend money on, whether it's a car or guns or, God, for most dudes, it's a car.
For some people, it's a car gun.
I've seen some people do some really dumb decisions with firearms. They're like, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
got this giant bonus, so I bought this $8,000 rifle, and I'm like, dude,
Welcome
Why?
back, Bar M1918A3.
yeah.
And then
I
there were
actually-
2.
I actually own a BAR.
I know.
That hurt. Welcome back, guy. But no, I am that guy. It's when it comes to
You own it for cool reasons, not practical reasons. There's
oh hell no, there's no practical reason to own that.
no.
None whatsoever. There is zero.
Everybody's firearm ownership journey, and this honestly is any hobby journey, is stuff starts out practical and then you rapidly begin shedding justifications until it becomes because I want it.
True.
And that's the only justification you really need. It's your money.
Well, that and collection is really a statement about the person, because all of those things collectively say something about them.
Come on, where are you? There's one person somewhere. Yeah, where did that come from? You should come find out. Maybe in the approximate area where I killed all your friends. Wouldn't that be fun?
You know, I think that they're constant people disappearing.
I
Would-
want to know what's going on in the Stavka, in the Stab. Because you've
Yeah.
got like 5 guys sitting around an R105M. And they're like, oh, Ocelot 3's gone off the air. And they go find Ocelot 3 on the map, and there's a straight line from, Ocelot 3 to Ocelot 4 to Ocelot 7 that have all gone dark. And it just leads
all gone
directly
dark.
to them.
And yeah, and then they hear a knock on the door.
Yeah, exactly.
And a guy comes in wearing a still lifeless rubber mask of their commander.
Yes.
And he says nothing.
Glory to our Stotska fans.
Yeah, and then he goes into the corner and you watch him take a frog out of his pocket and eat it. You say nothing because you're terrified. I didn't see him, is what they say. What they meant was, I don't want to die.
I'm never fast enough with the chaff to prevent getting called in.
I've never used the chaff, I think, more than once, except where like the game instructs you, like, you should use chaff to get through this area. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a mechanic. Never again. I'm too dumb.
Getting me some food. Everybody
Gotta
knows
get you some
eating
food.
bats is very healthy.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta sit down and have some bats. Just tuck into some bats, right? That's what you do.
Bat o'clock, baby.
Yeah, man, I gotta get my bat time in. It's really precious to me.
I don't get to unwind very often.
Yeah, that bat time is really, really important. You gotta really just get out there with your bat time. You gotta
Here we are.
carve that time off. It's really precious.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
This feels like a thrill.
It does, doesn't it?
What if that lady showed up again? And she reminded us that yet again she was the lady who sang that.
Yeah, she was doing a press tour.
I know. I sent her an email. I said, I will pay you cash dollars. I used far better language. But I
Yeah.
said, I will pay you cash dollars. I will pay you cash dollars to absolutely sing a song for a video. Please respond. No response. I think she's not interested in helping YouTube people, which is fine.
Fair enough.
She's got an actual career. I can't fault her logic.
Wait, can I go
Be
down?
like, hey, you want to come down to the Penny Theater?
Ooh.
Want to slum it for an afternoon?
You know, that is an animation probably very few people ever saw.
What, going down?
Yeah.
You're fair. I mean, that is fair.
Because, like, the drive, the visual of it just pulls you towards the screen ever upward. Why would you back down the ladder?
What if the game crashed when you did that?
That would be a pretty Konami thing to do. I'm trying to get Metal Gear Solid 4 to work. Oh, God. I spent, like, all morning trying to get it to play nice with the emulator. I need
Okay,
screenshots.
UNC Samurai says, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Adam West and Frank Gorshin used to leave filming the TV show and go to orgy parties in costume and act in character until they got kicked out.
Honestly, that sounds like something that they would do.
Something seems to be afoot, Super Chum. That actually sounds pretty funny.
And yeah, that shaft is tall enough to have its own weather. Confessions.
Wow. Please don't clip that.
Choco Chip. Yeah, I don't have Desert Tiger. But Chocolate Chip's a fine camouflage. Did anybody else watch the Super Bunny Hop video on this game?
No.
It's really decent. So he talks about compositionally, this is quite a bit different from the original game. And he was screwing around with the filters and found the black and white filter and realized that they were actually had changed a lot of the lighting from the original game to work better in that black and white and make it look like more than just a gray filter over the screen.
Interesting.
And I went and looked at what he was talking about. He's very eloquent, and he's got really, really in-depth analysis of every game in this series. I really like his approach to the games.
Oh, he's gonna hate what we have to say, I'm sure.
Oh no, he's right alongside us on a lot of it. He's the one that, you know, I got the idea for the no tranquilizer challenge from back when I did that. But yeah, no, it's worth a look if any of you guys are interested in stupid breakdowns.
I
of,
like overly complex video essays on stuff that I don't know enough about, but I'm curious of.
yeah,
Because I think video essays come into the two categories of video essays. Largely are the shit you already know but made dumber for the general public kind of video essays, and then there's the I know way too much about this shit and I'm going to take you on a magical journey video essay. And sometimes you'll find people who are like, who is this person? And they're so incredibly good at just breaking things down, like so observant about games or mechanics. They're asking, why does Snake have arrows in him?
Oh,
Well,
were you not around for that part?
he you know, he had some times. He had some hard times and some good times, but mostly some times.
I think that's the best shooting I've ever done in a Metal Gear game.
You know, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy it. I think that's a fine one.
All right. Yeah, go back for more.
I've had enough. What can I say? This is horrible.
All right, doesn't like the bat. You are seeing things, friend. Your death.
I like the instinct to do a one-liner. I think you could try better.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let's workshop that then.
Well, like, what if you snuck up to him, right? And then he was sitting there, all like, "Arr, I'm the guy," right? You know?
Mhm.
And then you were to perhaps give him a push off the edge and said, "Have a great fall."
Oh, okay.
But he says it like he does, so he's like, "Have a great fall."
Yeah.
Yeah, see? And then the boss calls him and tells him why falling damage is, like, incredibly important.
Disgusting.
And it's kind of weird. Because you're like, aren't you on the other side? And she's like, it's awkward, isn't it? And you're like, yeah. And then you just hang up.
As all good operatives do. All right. Good God, there's a whole piss pot full of you, ain't there? How many of these guys am I gonna have to kill? Oh, fuck you. You know what? Your punishment for biting me? You go in the box.
Now, describe the box. You're saying that they may go in the box. Oh, and first time voice chat, Naismith Thrower. Hello.
Howdy!
Hi. They ask, what video essay were you talking about? Deb was talking
Super
about
Bunny Hop. They did a look at the black and white mode in Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is a game that we're playing. Yeah, no, very, very well done. And again, I like his take on a lot of stuff. He's a very joyful person in some of his approaches, which is opposite of me, which is nice sometimes.
And it's also nice to have somebody who really knows what they're talking about, like spilling the details on a game. Because, like, for example, I'm not going to play all of the Elder Scrolls everything to learn everything about the history and lore of the Elder Scrolls because I can't be bothered. But there are plenty of people out there who are just like Elder Scrolls lore nerds who will tell you. And that's nice. It's like having a guided tour.
Mm-hmm. A guided tour of a fandom is a very wonderful thing.
I'm trying to do that with Tex Talks Battletech, but we'll see. By the way, we have a trailer out. Maybe people saw it. It's a preview of what you're getting into.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw that before we put it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes, but still, fantastic work by the crew.
Yeah, no, this one's gonna be good.
This has got a lot in it, and I'm hoping it does well. You can never tell with YouTube, but you know, you can't also just sit there and be like, well, YouTube's gonna fuck it anyway. You gotta, you know, go out there and have a good show. But, you know, I will be depending, once I finally have the final render in hand, I will be definitely depending on the community to get the voice out there organically, to reach, you know, human beings and not bots. And then it's going to be pretty good. I think that we've put an inordinate amount of work into it, and we're hoping very much to build something that lets people know that, hey, we're filmmakers, we love what we do, and we love to share what we do with others.
Patrol here. We're under fire. Enemy position unknown. Commencing alert status.
Ramshackle Salvage says, I bring news.
You bring news?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch it, tell me what you think in the Ox. Hey. It's the Ouroboros. Nice.
Snack.
The snake has eaten itself.
It's meaning.
Nah, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh.
You're just reading into it.
Oh, well, that's my bad.
Now, what it actually means is the snake was hangry that day.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm sure they do it for some reason, right?
I just like it.
Is somebody there? Who is that? Who's shooting at me? You? Oh. Here I go.
Here I go killing again. It'll be a fine day.
Really wish I could use the proper sight on this. Because the tracers are not showing up very well.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Oh, it's out of ammo now, I think. Bad move, friend.
I think we're having a fun time. Just running around stabbing people. Well,
I'm
that
having a great
anti-aircraft
time.
gun. So what do you think the anti-aircraft gun was there to defend?
Well, clearly the mountain pass.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's kind of just there with no explanation.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a floaty boy around here because I hear him.
We've lost the enemy. Enter high alert.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
What is wrong? What do you think is wrong, friend?
I mean, there's been some explosions, and you know, up in the mountain areas, you know, I'd say those echoes probably carried. Probably.
And this guy was shooting at me not 15 seconds ago, but
You think maybe he just shoots at everything he sees, just a little bit, you know?
you know, in his situation, I might. If I'm completely honest with myself. I do like how Snake gets very delicate when he steps over a body. Like he doesn't want to disturb it.
Well, he's a softie. He's a big softie. He's, you know.
Is there to help all the SA-3s waiting for American fighter planes? You gonna run all the way down here? Mister, what's wrong?
Everything will be fine.
Everything is okay. You may return to your domiciles. Pay no attention to the men falling. Their fate need not be your fate if you don't pay attention. The proper answer is always, I didn't see him. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. And yeah. Hello,
Hey,
Blazing Blade, and welcome.
Howdy.
May your blaze blade. Or your blade blaze. Who knows?
I'm causing a lot of problems for one very overworked staff officer. And some
You know,
godforsaken mountain headquarters.
he's gonna be the command post is just gonna hang up.
Yeah, no, the architecture of These here mountain bases is definitely my favorite.
I think that it's
level design in
interesting
the game.
because it definitely has a bit of flavoring of Afghanistan. You know,
Mhm.
it certainly does. Someone certainly read Bear Went Over the Mountain. It has a lot of little elements that are actually appropriate. And it has some others that are just rule of cool, which is fine.
Yep.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
I could go for seconds.
Well, good for you. I've got plenty.
Hey, that's good.
Just sneaking around.
Patrol here. We're being attacked. Enemy position unknown.
He's Sneak Man. He's the man of sneaking.
Do-do-do-do. You know, this does actually highlight one of the issues with Chocolate Chip as a pattern, though. Is outside of very specifically this terrain, it's not fantastic as a desert pattern. Most desert patterns have too little contrast. It almost has too much. Outside of like mountains and red painted desert, it has issues. It is, however, cool as shit looking. Doo-doo. The music also in this game.
Well,
tier.
I think that this is one of the cases where they did an exceptional job of a soundtrack, and I have to give them full credit for it because the whole soundtrack to this game complements what's going on.
Oh yeah, the caution track is exactly 100 seconds long.
Well, it's like
So it always
there's a lot of
ties
games
to the music. It starts out kind of frantic, and then it calms out over the course of it.
And I find that most of the I'll be honest, I find that a lot of the games nowadays have soundtracks. They're trying to be overwhelmingly movie soundtracks.
Yeah, they try to be
They're-
cinematic.
Right. And that's fine and all, but you have to complement what's going on screen. So when it comes down to like best of, I have to say stuff like Ace Combat stands out.
Yeah, I would agree. There's a helicopter somewhere out there. Here we go again. The train of what's wrongs is.
They're like, what's wrong? Well,
You're gonna go check on him? No? Too scared? I get it. Well, if we're going loud.
HQ, respond.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We're under enemy fire. Enemy's position is unknown. Going into alert formation.
Acknowledged. Keep your eyes open.
I thought that hiding from the hind is done a lot better in this game than
Yeah.
it is in Metal Gear Solid 5.
I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 was something, again, that needed the rest of the game, but also just a little bit of polish. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it gets awkward when a game tries to hit a heroic crescendo while you're hiding behind a crate to get some health back. Exactly.
Yeah.
The dynamic soundscape kind of games like Doom, where they're trying to match what's going on musically with your
there's one
inputs.
soundtrack, but the soundtrack morphs and gets louder or softer, or adds more instruments, or silences some based on what you're doing.
Yeah, that is a very cool concept, but it really has not been able to come into its own until like right now, the last 10 years. Just because the capability wasn't there yet. But yeah, super excited for that kind of stuff. Allegedly, the reason there's a jungle in this game is because the composer wanted to do music for a jungle or woodland setting. And
Really?
Kojima was like, well, I want to do a Bond movie, so I guess we're doing one set in the jungle.
I just think that's interesting. Because I could see that. I think that's neat.
Oh, yeah. That was nice and cinematic.
Enemy sighted. Commencing attack.
Let me in! Where you at? Where you at? See your shadow. Alright, well that's
So
all.
we got plenty of people donating shitloads of goob because there's an
We
art
do.
stream goob reward. Shitloads is being donated because, well, we're doing a big art thing, and goob is how it's going to be paid for, our fictional currency. In addition, just for fun, we are also doing the big fundraiser for the Christmas dump and the Black Knight. So it's going to be an action-packed end of the year. Hope you guys are ready, because if you're not, I'll be sad. You've had a year to prepare. You've had 14 months to prepare.
14 months, really?
Yup.
Doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Well, it never does when you're going crazy working on it. And then you look up and you're like, oh, shit, time.
No. You don't get to drop off troops. How dare you use Hind for what it's supposed to be used for? Good God, how many of these do you have? Ow. Alright. It disappeared behind that mountain, but it looked way too big, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it almost looks like they're going for the so-called Hind they made off that Puma helicopter in Rainbow 3.
Well, this is a fairly accurate Hind A.
Oh, I know Hind A. I'm just saying that scale-wise,
Yeah.
you know, they may have made a cinematic point and been like, well, that's
Oh,
not
yes.
scary enough.
Yeah. Simpler dad. Alright. I have to go now, so you all have a fantastic day.
Enjoy
And
your
we'll catch
fucking
ya
Thanksgiving,
next
even though
week.
it's late-giving. Please
Yeah.
enjoy.
I will try. So we are going to we're gonna get off here. See y'all.
Next time around, we're going to have ourselves some RV there yet. Jesus Christ, we're going to die.
Yeah. Alright, have a good one.
Later.
God, he even runs like a fucking stripper.
How many strippers have you seen run, Deputy?
Oh, they're fast in heels, man. You gotta be careful.
That is prime American 3-ton truck with the towing capacity. Everything's chrome. Train. Welcome to the Kerbal Road program. But look, I connected the two rides so you could actually walk on the boardwalk back to the beginning of Mr. Train. Oh.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh God!
Well, so there was an accident with
Mr.
Mr.
Train's wild ride.
Dare you lie to the fork of justice?
Okay, this is hippies. This is hippies.
Your taillight's out. Please step out of the vehicle.
You know, you can do whatever you want. I'm not getting involved in that truck anymore. As soon as Tippy Bandit gets mentioned, I get nervous. Because I see it in my head. I see it falling down the stairs like a Life Alert commercial. And I just go, this is gonna happen. And my brain lets me know, Tippy Truck is gonna do that. It's gonna, like a Life Alert commercial, it is just going to go, help. I am in danger, please help me. And I'm gonna go, Jesus Christ, Tippy Truck, what is wrong with you? And it goes, I'm Tippy Truck. Oh, flag him. Yeah, let's flag everyone with your pistol, your loaded gun. Excellent instructor. Let's just, yeah, okay, and pointing it at more people. Are you gonna just point guns at people? Like, what? What in the cinnamon toast fuck is going on?
Respond to alarm. Alarm does not matter.
Somebody clip that. Oh my god. That was the most horrible scream.